All right, here we are. It's the daytime stream. Let's get the music started. Doody doody. I am Steve. We got some Minecraft music. All right. Ahaha. Let's rewind that a little bit. So it's Monday. Ho ho ho. I recorded some videos. That's why I wasn't able to stream on TheCardconomist. It's a little busy over there. Let's see. How are things going today? Nothing crazy came in the mail. I did get that Mew back. So we're going to be showing that off. But I want to release a video about it first. Today's video was... Let's see what this is. All right, here it is. So I have a price on Hot Wind Arena. I got to ask him a question. Let's see. So I just got a Hot Wind Arena price. I'm wondering if I have to calculate for that tariff now. I'm assuming I have to. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so now I have a price. Divided by 12, divided by 30. It looks like I'm told to sell the pack for $5.50. If assuming there's a 24% tariff. All right, and he's offering me prices for a pre-sale in April. Oh, April. I didn't do that very well. Interesting. I asked him, I'm going to ask that guy a question about how to treat the tariffs. All right. We have a Dominic Gonzalez for shipping on my cards. Let me know if I need to send more for shipping. Dominic Gonzalez. 5 hours ago. Oh no, the tariffs. Ah! Yeah. That is all people are talking about. That in Minecraft. I'm talking about, why am I selling out these prismatics, man? That's all I got left. All these 4 boxes is it. These and an open box. That's all I got left on prismatic. You guys are ravenous for prismatic. I can't believe we sold through a booster bundle case so quickly. It doesn't even add up to me. This is one of the hottest products on the menu. People cannot stop buying this. This is it. My bad for the tariffs, guys. The wire mystery, hitting the wire. Wait, am I hitting the wire? I'm not hitting the wire. Mike Promutico. Hey, what's up, man? What's going on, Mike? He's asking how to access the shop. It's really easy, actually. It's very low tech. Basically, we just accept payments on PayPal, CASHAPP, VENMO, ZELLE. So those are basic payment platforms. You just send money for what you want. There's no like website where you shop for what you want. You can just see prices in the description and then send that amount in PayPal. Super low tech, right? There's no Cardconomist shop, where all these items are listed up. The prices are in the menu and the menu's in the description. And we've been doing it that way for a full 6 years, long time. You'd think I'd have a website by now, but it's weird because it's like I don't need one. YouTube kind of acts as my website. Similarly, we do have kind of like a helper site, our Discord server. The Discord server helps. Wait, I set up the stream properly, didn't I? Oh my gosh, I don't even think I set up the stream. Hold on. We went live and I didn't set anything up. We're talking and we're not even set up. Let's hit refresh. We're 4 minutes in with no description, and that's no good. Give me a second. 96,000. We're we're limping to the finish line. We're almost there, guys. We're so close, man. We're gonna hit that 100,000. We are so gonna hit that 100,000, man. We are limping to that finish line. Subscribes are down, and I take this as the way I interpret that is I have not been personally posting shorts, and it's time to reverse that. It's time for me to post shorts again. I got to make content. You guys like my fresh content that I post. Mike's side does clips from the stream. We did a survey $100 giveaway survey, and we got a lot of feedback. One of the biggest feedbacks that stood out to me, and it was very consistent too. Many of you guys said you've already seen that content because you watched it in the stream. So fresh content, that's what I'm going to try and make more of, fresh stuff. Now for the title today, let's say Prismatic, almost gone. Prismatic just sells. I don't get it. Prismatic. Hot new brakes. And solo leveling. Live card shop. I've been hard advertising the solo leveling just because it did so extremely well. Here it goes. We found out there's a signature in solo. There's multiple signatures to chase after in solo leveling. And so we've been selling through that pretty well. I feel bad I didn't get the TheCardconomist stream in, but I just didn't have time. It's impossible. All right, Dominic Gonzalez with the shipping. Oh, I remember something I was going to do. I was going to update one of these lists. I'm going to do that while we're live. Buyer agreement list. I'm going to go into the buyer agreement. There's something I want to add to the buyer agreement that I only ever say in the stream, but it really ought to say in the buyer agreement. Oh, it does say it. Insurance. Your cards are not insured when you store them over here. If the cards blow away in a tornado or any other event, I do not replace them for you. If this concerns you, you should ship your own cards out sooner than later. I'm going to put that in red. Okay. I'm going to add one more thing. Probably this. So we're going to change this rule called change of address. And to make sure it's well known. All right, there we go. Updated. Yes, beware. If the house burns down in a forest fire or gets blown away or flooded or whatever, these cards are uninsured. That's why it's a good idea to ship your stuff out occasionally. You don't want to have your stuff over here all the time. But also, I'm not closed-minded to offering insurance. So I think that I could insure my own cards. In other words, if you wanted to insure cards that you have with me, I could probably use my own security systems and vaults to protect your cards and then offer you an insurance rate. I don't really know how all that works. I mean, I think we would need some sort of written contract. So you would need a piece of paper from me that I sign and you sign that says your cards are protected. It is, or maybe, maybe just verbal or maybe just written down somewhere in an email. I don't know. I don't know what's legally binding. All right, Dominic Gonzalez. But as it is, your cards, when they're over here, there is no insurance on them. They're uninsured. So you don't want to wait too long to ship them if you think your cards are safer at your house than my house. All right. That was just something that was on my mind. That's because, you know why it was on my mind? Because I was looking at all these tornadoes, dude. These tornadoes ripped through Missouri, man. And I've never been hit by a tornado personally, ever, my whole life. But, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And so we think about that kind of stuff, and we want to make sure you guys know you're going to feel really sad if a tornado hits me and blows my house away along with your cards. So be aware of that. And if you think that you live in a safer place, if your house is immune to those kind of problems, why won't it let me choose this? There it goes. All right, we're printing the label. It was fighting me the whole way. If you think your cards are safer at your place, ship them out to your place. All right. 90% of tornado attacks are personal vendettas. Everyone ship your cards to me. I have the safest house. All right. Mike says, I don't see it in the description. Oh, okay. Hold on. What's he asking about? He says, how do you find the menu? I'm a noob. Mike, I'm going to help you find the menu, okay? This is important because, you know, I do feel it's a little tricky to find. Oh, is Alexis just got here? Oh, no. she was just talking about... Okay. So we're going to open up the YouTube app. Turn my volume down so I don't have to listen to myself. We're going to head over to the live stream. All right, so here we are in the live stream. This is it. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We're going to skip this ad. So here we are. We're in the live stream. Let's close the live chat. And now we got this guy looking at us. Let's go ahead and click on the More button. And this is the description right here. We got 66 viewers, 17 likes. We need 30 likes. We're going to click on the More button. And there it is. How to order cards. PayPal, ZELLE, Venmo, Cash App, Wise, Solana. Wise is for international buyers. Solana. I can change these numbers anytime. I could do Bitcoin. I could do ETH, whatever you guys want. But here's the rules on shipping. You only pay for shipping when you want to ship your items. Your items are stored up here for up to 1 year. After that, after 1 year, your cards are considered abandoned. So be aware. USA, $9 flat fee. International shipping is Wade, 204080. I need your phone number for international. Here's the buyer agreement. You can click on that and read about, you know, your risk, you know, like with my house blowing down in a tornado. We were just talking about that. Social media links. I recommend Discord. Discord is good because we post all kinds of stuff in Discord. Like we post slabs for sale in there. Then you get this link, the secret menu. Secret menu contains even more stuff on it. But this is the main menu. You're already in it. So like Pokemon Japanese, Heatwave Arena, $6. Pokemon English, Journey Together, $8, $324 for a box. So there you go. That's it. Yep. Hope that helps a little bit. I know it can be a little confusing. Appreciate you being here, asking questions. Never feel bad asking questions. We will get it figured out for you and help you out. Got it now. Had to refresh it. Oh yeah, that is the trick. Because when I'm adding the menu in and then I save that, you have an older version of the stream. You have to hit refresh. So I actually build the stream up after going live. Can you imagine going to work, come back to your house ripped off by a tornado, and lose everything? Yeah, it's a real concern for Karis and I. We talk about it all the time. What we could lose in a tornado would be pretty shocking. It'd be sad. We'd be pretty heartbroken. So we're hoping our house is pretty strong and won't get blown away. Look at this little packet of yellow poker cards. I was thinking of going through these today, prepping them for a PSA submission. We're going to PSA submit some poker cards. Just got my book cards order from Mr. Thank you. Nice. I got one more box going out to Mr. Jose. He had ordered 3. It was hard to fill these book boxes up because we have to generate enough bulk to fill them up. And so the book boxes got to get filled up. Anyways, let's go ahead and get the next order. Dominic's done. That was a pre-order. We have another pre-order. Jose Arredondo, 2 solo leveling, 2 Panini NFL packs. NFL packs, okay. Do I have an open box of the NFLs? I think these are the NFL. Oh, no, this is NBA. That's interesting. Okay, and here are the NFL packs. Got it. You know, I need to get more sports on the menu. I keep forgetting about sports. I really do neglect them. Sports are neglected. All right, need me a PSA 10 yellow deck Bulbasaur. PSA? Yeah, I'm still going to send weird stuff to PSA, especially the poker cards. I think when you grade poker cards with PSA, they sell better. Because people don't really know how legitimate they feel about the poker cards. But with the PSA brand above the card, they go, okay, this is valuable. So, but if you were to put like a different brand above the card, I feel like people go, I don't know, it's too weird. Right? So slapping that PSA brand over the card really helps. But then other cards like maybe modern Japanese, I send that to Beckett, try to get that black label. That makes sense, right? That's good logic. 2 solo leveling. That's what we're all about on this channel. Thinking clearly. Thinking clearly. We are. All right. Yo! Ovchin just broke Gretzky's record. Does CGC grade poker cards? They do. CGC grades them, and Beckett grades them too. You can get black label poker cards. I've got 2 of them. and that's pretty cool. But overall, I don't like the Beckett 9.5. I prefer the PSA 10. And so that is why we send our cards to PSA for the PSA 10. But lately, the PSA 10 per Gemmit 10 has been feeling more like a PSA 10 pristine. I actually just sent an email to PSA leaving that feedback with them. I don't think they'll listen to me, but, you know, if you leave feedback, somebody might listen somewhere. Here's Tyler Lockett. Here's Khalil. No, there's Khalil Marquez. And here's the card we want, Jordan Akins. All right, the card in the back is the rare card. Do you have any PSA 10 Lord of the Rings Magic cards? I did, and somebody bought them. Yeah, somebody bought like all of them. I might have like one left, but it shows you there is demand for Lord of the Rings cards. All right. Solo leveling cards bore me, says East to West. I think that's because the actual card list for solo leveling is pretty small. Like, we're seeing a lot of repeats, so it's not a huge card list. However, it's really an attempt to pull... Here's Traquan Smith. It's really an attempt to pull the signature card out. The signature is not boring. So signature solo leveling cards graded PSA 10, probably going to go for a lot of money. So keep an eye out for those signature cards. Yeah, all these middle cards are probably not worth a ton. One or two of them might be good, though. Like, I like the Ingress card. The Red Knight Ingress or whatever it's called. Ingrid? No, it is Igris. So this is just the common version. It's non-hollow. There's a textured version of that card that I think looks pretty nice. Also, a good card of all the characters or a good card of the main character, I think probably will do well if you grade it. But we're looking for the signatures. Jose Ardondo, thanks for the order. Law, PSA don't care about us. Egress. Thank you, Egress. Igrid? Egress. I digress. Just like Disney knowing not to go woke, but still do. There's videos coming out making fun of how Snow White was an absolute disaster. Meanwhile, some low-budget, stupid Minecraft movie comes out and absolutely shatters records in the movie theater. And so people are comparing the two videos going, imagine Disney watching this low-budget Minecraft film utterly dominate while Snow White crashed and burned. So I think the reason that that distinction is worth pointing out is because it's absolutely true that Americans would love to go to the movie theater and spend money there. We would love to go watch a movie. You just don't make anything we want to watch. And so that's something really significant. It's like the money is there. The consumers are there. We're looking to be entertained. We want to be entertained. You just don't make anything we want to watch anymore. You got to make something new. You got to invent. Mister, I got my slabs, but I didn't get my other two Mario and Princess Peach booster slabs. Oh my gosh, that is not a surprise. All right, that happens all the time. Be sure when you place a shipping order to mention you have those. You might not have mentioned it. If you did mention it, I really, really apologize. When you guys ship a very large slab, try to hand out a warning. I know the way we do things, it's very sort of like, it's very personal the way we work. We have a very personal system. It's not like huge corporate warehouse with everything's got a UPC number to it. When you buy from us, those booster slabs are really big. They don't fit on the shelf like normal. So we have a special shelf just for booster slabs. And when Alexis gets the label and she looks for your slabs, Jose Ardondo, if you don't warn her to check for the booster slabs, she'll actually, because they're not very common to ship, there's just a couple of them to ship ever, she might forget to check for them. How are you going to ship me that Sylveon slab? LMAO. We're going to try. We got boxes. 150 million budget for Minecraft movie isn't that small. I saw the Seven Dwarfs marching to a Rammstein song today. That's fair to point out, but that is significantly smaller than Snow White was. It is smaller. That is less money. Also, I would say, I don't know what the difference in their budget is. I really don't. It could be the case that Snow White didn't just spend less money producing or spend more money producing the video. They might have spent more money advertising the video too, because I got Disney advertisements all the time for Snow White. I didn't get that much for Minecraft. In fact, when people started making fun of the trailer, I was like, what trailer? I didn't even see it. So I don't know. the price they paid to make the movie was less. They might have spent less money on advertising too. If you add those two numbers together, it starts to look a lot cheaper than Snow White. Okay. Missing booster slabs. There you go. I've written you a new label for free. We'll get those out right away. Jose Redondo. Sorry about that, man. I'm sure they didn't get shipped with someone else. They're just stored differently, and when you're doing the shipping, you can forget to check for them. What do you think about grading and investing in Chinese alt-art Pokemon cards? The United States is in a trade war with China. They're sort of like this economic threat. They want to put out bricks, that they want to have their own reserve currency. So from a sort of like country versus country point of view, they're like this existential threat to the United States. We could lose our positioning in the world. And so there's a lot of national pride in both countries. You know, they want to see themselves winning. They're tired of the United States acting like a bully. They work very hard for their positioning in the world. And then the United States, as the old empire, has been in power for a long time, doesn't want to give it up, has a risk of hyperinflation if we lose our currency reserve status. So we're trying to stay in our position. So there's this kind of fight going on. And I think a lot of national pride will get in the way of trying to, collect Chinese anything. There's going to be a lot of problem with national pride. And really, that's too bad, because the Chinese are very artistic. They have a love for, they have a love for beautiful things. You know what I mean? They like the jade. They like the porcelain. They love gold. I love gold. I'm sure they love collectibles. And so, the Chinese are going to have a lot of cool stuff over there that as a collector, you should be open-minded to collecting, because your goal as a collector is just to win at collecting. You can try and pick your country over the other country because you're trying to win some gigantic thing between the two countries. I say let the government deal in that. We're just collectors. We're hobbyists. We're not corporations. We're not organizations. We're just the end consumer. So if Trump doesn't like what's going on between China and America, he can go do something. But as a hobbyist, you should just collect it if you like it. A lot of Americans have Chinese heritage, so they might be looking to collect Chinese language cards. There's no problem with that. And if we didn't have this war going on between us, this trade war, if there wasn't so much struggle in the world, I think there'd be a great deal of interest in all of the cultural things that China has. All right, let's turn this down. People actually enjoy going on vacations to other people's countries and experiencing their culture and their language and their food and all this other good stuff. All right, so I don't have a problem with collecting Chinese Pokemon cards. If anything, they might be undervalued right now because of the perceived fight going on between the two countries. Here's Gilbert Latier, sniping one Japanese battle partner. You got it, sniping one Japanese battle partner. That's for Gilbert. You ready, Gilbert? Does China have cheerleaders? I'm sure China has cheerleaders. Reciprocal tariffs begin at 12:01 Eastern Time on Wednesday, April 9th. Hey, mister, I got my cards. Want to say thank you. Say you guys packed the box really well. Thanks. I am so glad to hear that. Thanks, man. We've been shipping cards nonstop for 6 years, by the way. I feel a little bit like Santa Claus, but without the nice, giant, full beard and without the red jumpsuit. So, we've been doing that for 6 years. We have shipped out so many cards over the years. Here we are. What's China's version of Riley Reid? Oh, my God, bro. All right, tossing this over here. That's right. American culture. Peak. We got Riley Reid, for example. All right, let's see. Let me throw this away. We don't need this. Lagging bad. You guys are saying there's lag? Who's getting lag? Nintendo won't lower prices. The trade war with Cuba, did it help Cuba? What are you asking? No lag here. Are you able to acquire Rascal Does Not Dream of Knapsack Kid? I could probably get some Knapsack Kid. I didn't want to buy that one. Let me see. Maybe because I don't understand it. Let's see. When does the Knapsack Kid release? It released already, right? It's been out since March. And is this a Japanese set or strictly an English set? Because it's interesting. It feels like it's an English set. Hold on. It does look like it's an English set. Rascal's in English. Okay. That would explain why I was not pushed to purchase any of that. I might not be buying it. I know it's more fun when I have every single set, but I might not be buying that. Let me look into it. AFH is a main culture. In South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, there are cheerleaders at professional baseball teams. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you sure that Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Kid? Are you sure that's the official name of it? You're sure it's not a different name? All right, let me go ahead and refresh PayPal, see what kind of orders we have next. Matthew Hill says 10 McDonald's. Oh, hell yeah, dude. All right, Matthew Hill, 10 McDonald's. Which McDonald's set? I think we have more than one set. Let's take a quick look at that. So you were talking about McDonald's Dragon, is that right? Looks like McDonald's Dragon. Good choice, man. I'm going to sell out of those, actually. You know, the McDonald's sets, I don't tend to sell out of those. But it looks like we're selling out. Oh yeah, we are just about sold out of the McDonald's cards. If you like these, you don't got a lot of time left to buy some from me. You spelt festival wrong. Did I spell it with an A? I think I did that last time. Wait, I don't have festival. Oh, here it is in the Korean. Just a typo. Okay, just a typo. It was missing the T. It said festival. All right, corrected. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. We got 10 of these now. These are the McDonald's Dragon booster packs. I might need to save a couple of these for myself because we went through 2 cases of these. Booster Rascal Does Not Dream series. Ah, see, I think that's the actual title. I don't think it's Knapsack Kid. And what it really is it's a reprint of the already released Japanese stuff, isn't it? But it's in English now. There we are. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Wow, that's a lot of cards. I don't think I can. I bet you I can't restock these. I'm curious because we are just about sold out of these now. I think this is the most popular McDonald's set that I've ever sold. I have not sold a faster selling one. It's called McDonald's Dragon. Let's take a quick look on a restock on McDonald's Dragon. It's called Dragon Discovery. We might be able to get a restock. Hold up. All right. It looks like there is a possibility for a restock here. And what I want to do next is kind of get an idea of what we paid the first time. The box does show it saying Rascal Does Not Dream of Knapsack Kid and Sister Venturing Out, but again, listed as a series. Ah, okay. So that's why it was so confusing. And here it is. Dragon Discovery. Okay. Okay, cool. So Dragon Discovery, we might actually be able to restock this then. You know, those tariffs change everything. Nowadays, you're probably going to consider buying the cards in the United States before you try to buy the cards from Australia or Canada or the UK, because they all get a shot at these cards too. Dragon Discovery is an excellent set. It's got Pikachu in it. It's got this awesome looking Dragonite in it. And it's got some excellent non-holos too, including a non-holo Umbreon that I think just sold for $150 as a PSA 10. So, let's see. Yeah, we are actually going to go deep on this Dragon Discovery. I think I'm picking up 2 more cases of it. I'm actually liking what I'm seeing. The sales on Dragon Discovery have been very good. Okay, good. Yes, and the price will not change either. How nice is that, everybody? How nice is that? So Dragon Discovery restock incoming. And, you know, I like those weird specialty sets that no one thinks about. Like, for example, I liked the Trick or Trade set we got last year for 2024. The Trick or Trade set from 2024 has this amazing looking Gengar in it. It just looks so good. And so I bought a couple boxes of that. I didn't buy too much, but I bought a couple extra boxes because I thought, man, this is going to be so fun to sell every Halloween until it's all gone. The moon is hollow. I wonder if Minecraft cards with the toys sell for much. I bought a case for a lot of money, by the way, a case of the Minecraft cards. They actually have 2 values, maybe 3 values. So the first value is the mini toy. The mini toy has a value. The second value comes from the code. So the code gives you a skin in the game. That's a big deal. There's a lot of people who play Minecraft. So a limited edition Minecraft McDonald skin, if they don't make that purchasable online, if it's you can only get it from the Happy Meal, if that situation occurs, that's going to be valuable. And then finally, I'm pretty sure the card can be graded. So you should be able to grade the card with PSA. And it's, I don't know what it'll be worth, but since the movie is doing very well, I think it's going to be a funny little collectible. And it's a Minecraft collectible. We have Minecraft cards on the menu right now. So check it out. This Umbreon graded PSA 10 just went for $150. So when you open these packs, I always include the Umbreon. Did you know that? If you've watched me open these before, here it is. Check it out. There's Pikachu Charizard. Same here. There's a Charizard. So you could grade the Charizard. Look at that Pikachu, man. Great looking Pikachu. Yeah, the Dragon's Discovery set. Do you sell the McDonald's toys? The little cardboard toy that I get with these sets, I always just throw those away. You think that's a big mistake? Let me see. Let me grab one. Oh, I threw them so far. Hold on. Let me open a fresh box. So here's the booster pack, and here's the toy. I throw these away. Maybe I should be saving them. Okay. It's a little McDonald's poster. This can't be worth very much. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this can't be worth much. Less than $1 in value, probably. So I just throw these things away. You think I should have been saving them? Sell them as a group? Okay, let's see. Dragon Discovery. Here's Co-Ride On. I've still got an older McDonald's set that we haven't finished selling through. Do you think McDonald's cards will sell for much? Sure they will. Sure they will. I think they will. Give it 20 years. People will be looking at it going, oh, that's cool. That was from what, 20 years ago? And they'll be like, well, I want it. Rayquaza. One day, all these artworks will look very strange because these will be 20-year-old artworks. Look at the old McDonald's from the e-reader time period, right? So there's old McDonald's e-reader cards. And it's like, whoa, those look so strange and cool. The e-reader. Remember that? Well, back when those cards actually came out, nobody felt that way about them. Everyone's just like, oh, look, another e-reader card. Because that was normal at that time. That was just the way the cards looked. So one day people will look back on these and be like, look at that confetti hollow on the Pikachu. It's so pretty. And they'll have very different looking Pokemon cards in 20 years from now. And that's how it'll be. So sure, I'd take a chance on these, especially considering how they're kind of overlooked. You know, typically that's where the good things happen, is when people aren't looking. They got their heads turned. How much do you think they'll go for in 10 years? Well, I mean, part of it's just going to be inflation. So if you just buy these and sit on them, inflation will kick in and the price of the cards will go up that way. But the other part of it is the more speculative part. Will people actually still be collecting Pokemon? Will the Pokemon card hobby explode more in 10 years? It has in 6 years. How bad will people want Pikachu and Dragonite? You know, so there's a lot of speculating. But if these are still popular Pokemon and Pokemon is still popular, these will be really expensive. They'll be all sold out. They'll be all opened. And who knows, maybe that booster pack that he just opened for $4 will cost $20 in 10 years. All right, that's Matthew Hill. E-reader was a failed experiment. Yeah, e-reader it wasn't even that popular. Nobody I knew used it. It was like this weird thing. New bag, Mr. Matthew? You got a bag? McDonald's Beanie Babies still in plastic. Value? Maybe. Haven't Beanie Babies gone up in price a little bit recently? Beanie Babies famously collapsed in value. I used e-reader for Animal Crossing. Hell yeah. All right. Boy, we could really use a slab return by now. We're ready for some new slabs, I feel. Here's the drill card. Really expensive Gengar. I took the Master Ball Gengar down. There was no action on that one. We're going to pick out a new slab. Okay. Jose Arredondo says he'll take a round of shipping. Here you go, Mr. Arredondo. Is that all you had? Did you have 2 bags? No, doesn't look like it. Nope. Okay, Jose Arredondo. Why do I already have Jose Arredondo queued up? Oh, okay. So, well, if you're shipping out your bag, we can just put these two things together. How nice. Need tag returns. Yeah. We do have a tag submission out there. Thank you, Jose Arredondo. It looks like import announcement for TikTok shop. I'm going to delete that. It looks like I have no other orders sitting in queue. No other orders sitting in queue. If you guys want to open some cards, let me know. Now, I get to pick out a new slab for the break. What should it be? What should it be? Okay, those are mine. These are nice. I like this Umbreon. He's always solid, but he's really expensive. It would be nice to do a break on maybe like one of these poker cards, just one of them. I feel like I need to put these over on the shelf over there. Let me put these away. These need to be put away. Love the pokers. Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of the poker cards. Roaring Moon's cool. Kingdra's cool. Kingdra is great. I think Kingdra is such a good break card. I think he's a really good card to be sitting on. Kingdra 131. Let's take a quick look at that. Would say do Kingdra later. We just finished one like last week. Oh, okay. Good information. Good information. Okay, so we'll pick up another Kingdra anyways, though. I love this Kingdra. He has, you know, he has that famous Japanese style. And I just think this card is so beautiful looking because of that. That I would anticipate he gets more expensive over the years. Now, you might have to sit on him for 5 years. But one day he'll jump and people will be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think to buy that one? So you're saying we just did that one. Let's see. I like this one. Here's a Psyduck Slowpoke card. This is Psyduck Slowpoke Alt Art. All right, what we got going on here? All right. Wow, the tariffs are affecting how I buy cards. If I have two options, a cheap one in Japan and a cheap one in the US, and the difference is about $5. Normally, I would have just bought the Japanese one. Now, I am reaching for the one that's being sold within the United States. That's pretty interesting. All right, well, this card is really expensive, but I think we have to add, nowadays, the value of the tariff in. I think I might just hold this one for now. Aw, cute. I like this one a lot, right? That's Slowpoke Psyduck, but that one, it turns out, is pretty pricey. Let's see. Where do I have more slabs? Yeah, you actually have to calculate for the tariff now. It's wild. Oh, I like Arcanine as well. That one's really nice. Oh, here's an English card. Look at that Mewtwo. That Mewtwo is really good, I suspect. So I like that Mewtwo. So we're trying to pick a new breakout. My thoughts on this Pokemon Go Mewtwo is he is probably underpriced. He's like a card you don't think too much about, but he's actually from 2022. He's quite old. And I could definitely see this card going up in price. So let's see. Yeah, I have three options: Japan, Australia, and the United States. The United States one is only more expensive by like 10 cents. But now I'm buying the United States card. Wow, so fascinating. Because you're afraid of the tariffs. So this will increase sales in the United States and decrease international sales. All right, let's see. I think this would make a great break. Looks like it should be 6.5, huh? 6.5. So I think what we'll do is go with the 6. Okay. And then we'll have the 7th spot be the star card. Mewtwo will be the next break. Mewtwo is such a great option because we have the Glory of Team Rocket coming out, right? And that will likely also have a Mewtwo in it. So Mewtwo is going to get a little attention right now. This Farms, I save the box and drink for the artwork. So many cool cards. I want to make sure we have a cool rotation of cards. Like Tammy said, we'd already done the Kingdra. So here we are. Nice little Mewtwo here. There it is. These will look good in tag slabs. Sure. You could regrade them in tag grading if you wanted to try that. All right, so what you're looking at is the Mewtwo alt art. This is the alternative art from that set. And he's in like New York or whatever major city you want to think of him from. But yeah, it's a really cool look. It is. Pokemon Go is one of those games where you walk around your city playing it. Here we are. Okay. That is the new Pokeball break. Very similar to the XY Gengar we just had. Did you hear about the fake signatures from PSA? Tell me all about it. I did hear about it, but I did not learn about the details of that. Yeah, I saw the thumbnail for that one. There it is. Maybe a little tossing a little Pokeball. Okay, cool. So let's show off those breaks. We've got this Houndoom break, Rare Candy break, the Pokeball break, the clearance break, which is this lovely Tentacruel, the Mega break. All right, that's our options right there. Very nice. Damn. The break and tag slabs. I want to collect them all. Just got some Minecraft Happy Meals. I'll send you the short in DMs. I'm stuck at work. Oh, here it is. PSA accidentally encapsulating fake signatures. Yeah, I was telling you guys this when this happened with the CGC playtest cards. I was like, this is just the nature of card grading. This isn't specifically CGC. This just happens because there's bad people out there called counterfeiters. They're the real culprit is counterfeiters. And those guys are in a continuous tussle with the grading companies to try and outsmart them. And then the grading companies got to try and not be out-tussled or whatever you want to say. And there's going to be mistakes made. There's going to be failures because, you know, it's really, really hard to detect a good counterfeit. It's really hard to do that. And you probably wouldn't want to find out that some of the most crazy and niche cards out there are fake. Now, there's no question this is real. This is a mass-produced English card. But let's say you're buying like a trophy card or something weird like that. Maybe somebody's signature card. There could be risk. You never know. I have a machine which can replicate any signature. Profit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, computers are smart, and a signature is just someone's on a card. I got those signature cards. Didn't I post a video about that today? But these were not very expensive. This was $800. This was $2,000. And look at that nice drawing. So I feel like the drawing and the be the very best makes it a little easier to claim these are real. But, you know, it's a real thing that the ability to copy signatures is a skill. I think when you get a signature, you're going to have to start recording it. All right. We have an order from Beatrice. We got 2 people in this Dark Houndoom so far. It's Strawberry. Hey, what's up, Sarah? Can I please get a spot in the Mewtwo break? Yes. Mewtwo break is a 1 in 7 break, much shorter than these 2 right here. So it should be over much faster. I know you guys enjoy it when a slab breaks quickly. No one is counterfeiting Jason Page's autographed. You guys really beat up on that guy, huh? But I posted that video, and I really posed the video in the form of, like, what do you guys think about him? So I'm going to be reading those comments to see the negative feedback on Jason Page. Maybe we do that live right now. You guys want to read some comments with me? Let's react to some comments. All right. Jason Page, Siggy lowers the value. No! Let's close this. I'm in it for the long haul. Let's grab this. It says the video is performing well. And let's check the comments in the comment section. Jason Page, a weirdo, bro. I met him in a con, and that dude wanted to sign my first edition Dark Raichu PSA 10. Lol, I was like, leave me alone. Jason Page is meh to me, but the Arita signature is so cool. I think Pokemon should release a collection with all their more well-known artist signatures. Sure. His auto is super common because he trades and sells it like crazy. The Arita Gengar is peak. How cute it is. He drew a happy Gengar with the signature. Cool way to devalue a card. They're not underpriced. He's like Stan Lee in the sense that his signature is too common. That's so interesting because we talk a little bit about this too. People ask for my signature and I often say no. And this is because I don't want it going out at too fast of a rate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I've handed out less than 100 signatures in 6 years. And my signature is not even worth anything. I'm just a YouTuber with YouTuber fame, which isn't even that much. You know, we only have about 100,000 subs, so we have a real small niche group. So I'm a nobody basically. But even I understand you don't want to sign too much. Let's see. Jason Page walks up to people's booths, says he will sign something in return for product. He's just a bit sleazy, and he's also obviously under the influence. That was 5 likes on that one. Let me click on the replies. The replies say, sports athletes do this all the time. When you mail in something to sign or want something signed, they have a fee for people to pay. Jason Page just goes about it in a sleazy way. I don't know how to explain it. There's a clip of him doing it that rubbed me the wrong way. They don't wander soliciting it, though. They don't need to. He's not saying that he's not right for charging a fee for signatures. What they are saying is he does that. What he does is he will approach booths at Pokemon conventions and tell them that he will sign something in exchange for a product of theirs. Oh. So there you go. So that's the accusation against Jason Page. For him, I will recommend that if he's going to be paid for his signature, he should do it in a less recordable way. Like, he should sign up to sign cards at card conventions where he sits down and a line forms, and maybe there's a fee he gets paid ahead of time for that. I don't know. But he shouldn't go booth to booth. You know, what 1 pound fish. He's the singer of the OG Pokemon songs. Who's Jason Page? Is he a voice actor? I would say he's a pretty significant voice actor in this case. He's the voice of the I Want to Be the Very Best Pokemon song. That's a big deal. When I clicked on Netflix to watch season 1 of Pokemon, that's the very first thing I heard was him singing that song. So he is a famous person in that regard. Sounds like he needs to make himself less accessible. You know what's fascinating about Arita? He talks all the time about not wanting to sign cards. You know, he tries to personalize them so you can't resell them so easily. And I think this leads to a sort of feverish pitch where people badly want to collect a version of the Arita signature that has both the drawing and no one else's name on the card. And Jason Page is doing the opposite of that. He's quickly handing out the signature, which ironically leads to lower prices. So if he wanted to maximize his potential earnings from signing cards, he has to actually protect the value of this signature. He says, hey, it's me. Yeah, I'm the guy who sang the song. I'm not handing out my signature to anyone. He should say that, and people would, this reverse psychology is very important for maintaining collectability, right? Like if Pokemon just said, see this chase card? Anyone can have one. All you got to do is give us some cash. That chase card tends to not do very well. Great example. Remember Tag Team All-Stars Golden Charizard Reshiram? When they released it as a promo in English, the prices plummeted. The English one didn't do very well. And then even the Japanese one plummeted in value because it was no longer exclusive. And because all you had to do is pay $50 at Walmart and bada bing, bada boom, you've got it. So, you know, when you make something common, it goes down in price. Bill Barron, 1 spot on the Lugia break. You got it. Bill Barron going in on Lugia. Good choice. Let's see. What up, Troy? Meats are hot, though, mister, or did you send it yourself? Look up the history of the guy who sang Pumpkin Hill from Sonic Adventure 2. Very similar situation. PSA will be held responsible. There's a lot of factors depending on the situation. Here's Bill Barron. I want to know what is the particular signature to look out for to avoid. I got to sneeze. Dude, I'm always sneezing in this room. Oh my gosh, man. So many allergies. The trees are all in bloom here in Missouri, and it is gorgeous. You see the white sycamore trees. You see the purple, whatever those are, trees. There's the white fruit trees. There's so much. It's really beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Is my card gets lost in PSA grading? What happens? I don't know. All right. Jeez, man. Bill Barron, spot in the Lugia break. Here it is. It's the rare candy bag. Where's the rare candy bag? There it is. I'm at work currently, lol. Are you done for the day? Free Palestine, free. How's Palestine doing these days? I haven't heard any news on it. It's all Trump tariffs now. That's the news. Okay, that's up to 12. All right. Thank you so much. It is Monday. Also, will there be more wife art yet? Yes, there will be more wife art. The latest update on TCC grading is the computer is up to date now. It's basically ready to go. The 84% tax on that Mewtwo is crazy. They are up for sale. Is this accurate? Are you saying this is too? You're saying this is too expensive? Let me look that up. Give me a second. Are you saying I did the calculation wrong? Hold on. No, I did it right. All right, here we are. Yeah, it's 6 spots for the Mewtwo, but the 7th spot is the star. All right. Okay, so now we've got to hit refresh. I have 90 cards with PS8 and assembly. I'm going to go ahead and delete these junk emails. And I have this packet of poker cards with me because I wanted to work on this maybe live. There we go. There we go. All right. Look at these, huh? Toss this away. Can't wait to see my card. I know. There's like a line of people waiting for TCC grading. I apologize. I've been really, really busy lately. What we're doing is we're testing these cards to see how played with they are. They seem pretty nice. They don't seem very played with. Look at the edge. The edge looks good. Let's start getting these sleeved. 175 after taxes. Here it is. We got Pidgeotto. Here's Sand Slash. Here's Sandshrew. Here's Pinsir. Here's Hitmonchan. We've got Vaporeon. There's Diglett. No gloves, mister, you're crazy. I'm crazy. Look at that Diglett. This deck looks clean. It's a really nice deck. Here's Hitmonlee. Oops. Here's Rhyhorn. How's it going today? What's up, Luke Laurie? How's it going, man? Here's Professor Oak. All right, here's the Joker card. Lovely. Here's Pikachu. Look at that Pikachu. Here's Tangela. Nice. Here's Muck. All right. Here's Ghastly. Oops. Okay. Here's a Weezing. Here's Kadabra. Oh, very nice. We've got Nidoran. Ooh, lovely. House the Lion. I can see one person in the line right now. Dratini. Here's a Pokemon Trainer Red. Here's a Meowth. Persian. Meow. My wife likes Persian, one of her favorite Pokemons. Okay. The break is red labeled because TCC takes a percentage of profit. Otherwise, he breaks even and cannot restock the card. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. There's PayPal fees. There's a Charizard in this set. Oh my God. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, I got to make a profit. I got to pay Mike's side. I got to pay Alexis. I got to get paid. I got to pay taxes, obviously, on any profits I make. I got to pay for the, PayPal has a fee. Cash App has a fee. The PayPal fee is vicious, by the way. So the PayPal fee is like a 50% fee per transaction. That's like a baseline fee. Plus it's like 3-point-something%. It is Cubone. All right, Cubone. Here's Golduck. So, yeah, it's a business. It's a business. Here's Farfetch'd. Oh-ho. That's why I pay with the ZELLE. Thanks, man. Yeah, ZELLE is no fees. I always prefer ZELLE because it's a little nicer to me if you pay with the ZELLE. So I save about 3%. Wow, we got a Charizard out of here. That's crazy. I didn't expect that. There it is. All right, here's Metapod. Mr. giving me the Charizard for being so loyal. You went pretty deep last night, didn't you? Here's the Zapdos. Here's a Seeking. Here's the Dugong. Let me buy it raw. No, that card's definitely 100% got to get graded first. We have to know his grade. I mean, you can buy it raw for the value of a 10, but you don't want to do that. And I don't want to sell it for a 9 in case it turns into a 10. Now, when it turns into a 9, you can go buy it as a 9. But we got to know if it's a 9 or a 10 first. Here it is. Here's Bellsprout. So that's the importance of grading. I was trying to teach Brandon that. I don't know if Brandon's still watching. Deck is off for grading according to Mr. We got to grade it. It is. Squirtle. Besides that, if he grades 10, he going right into the TCC collection so that we have the largest poker collection of Charizards. A little Porygon, a little Articuno. Mr. R1 TCG, do you got a favorite Pokemon that isn't like Charizard? There we go. Just joking, Mister. Definitely send that out. He's just joking. Gengar or Mewtwo. Nah, I can't do that either. I was going to give you maybe a little bonus card. How about that free Golbat? You want that free Golbat? He's free. So, how do I like to store my cards like this? After they're in a little pack like that, they're all sleeved up. I'll put them in a baggie like this. And that's it. I store my cards exactly the same way I store your guys' cards. No top loader or anything. So, that's how I store my cards, exactly like that. No different than the way I store your guys' cards. A little off-center. Thinner on this side. Oh, well. We'll find out what happens with it. Probably a 9. I claim the Zapdos. If you want to hook me up, I won't say no. Do you, you don't have a bag now, right? We shipped your bag, I think. I think we shipped your bag. I can't remember, actually. Omar Faba. I think we shipped you. I'm going to hook you up with this one, though, for free. Here's a little free Golbat from the yellow deck. Ooh, yellow deck. No one minds the bonus card, right? There's something bad with top loaders. They're just kind of like too much. There's too much. It's overpacking. You don't need them. If it was a square cut card and it was really, really expensive, I'd probably do it then. But if it's just some cheap Pokemon card, I wouldn't worry about it. Those square cut corners, though, those are legit. You gotta be handsy with those. You don't want to be too rough with those. Okay, so we have a couple people in queue. Let's see what we got. We've got Sarah. 3 Journey Together, Sarah. So I got my little poker deck done. Those will be coming on the table in the future eventually. What happened to the Ace Gengar? No one bought in for 2 streams, so he's down now. We have Altart Mewtwo. Looking at that Vaporeon. Mister, you grade a lot with PSA. What would you say is the longest strange of grading? Longest strange? Longest wait time, you mean? The longest I ever waited was about 1.5 years for a PSA return during their famous bottleneck in 2021. I don't want to call it famous, but it was infamous, maybe. There was an infamous bottleneck. And all the card grading went up to like $100, $200, some ridiculous number. I don't remember because I didn't grade anything. And that was when we started Cardconomist grading. And we graded a ton of cards at a cost of $25 per card. We graded a whole bunch. Yes. Those were some good times. Miss Sarah can keep the hollow. Oh, you're donating the hollows. Okay, thank you. Hollows donated. My slow pokes. We have Kevin Vu, Lugia Bloke. Lugia, the Lugia Bloke. Kevin Vu. All right, I think the music stopped. Why don't we get that music running again? All right, Kevin Vu. Lugia. It was 200 for Express. It was wild. So many Shining Fate swords got graded for 200 apiece. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right. One custom vintage pack. This is the last custom vintage pack. It's now sold out. Custom vintage packs selling very, very fast. We're removing it from the menu now. And here it is. No shuffling required. It's a nice Butterfree. Magnemite, Nidorina, Nidoqueen. Cool, man. Look at that Nidoqueen. All right. Oh, the box is so light when there's no cards in it. My Gengar's 2 live streams is not enough exposure. I was thinking of bringing them back, but having it be a double break. See, I realized not only is it an exciting card because it's a Gengar, but there's actually 2 of them. So I was thinking of inviting the other one into the break as a double break, because they got the similar holder, ace grading. They're lovely cards. But yeah, I figure I bring it back, do a double Gengar. But I kind of originally wanted to do them one at a time so that it would be a small break. We bring this guy in, it's probably looking like a 14 spot break. And I don't know how people will feel about that. But, you know, I thought people were favoring short breaks because, you know, they're over pretty fast. Okay, Kevin Vu. I remember the cheap TCCG. That's right. That was good times, too. Let the good times roll. All right. Someday we might have that again. Okay. Fernando Nunez. He is back. 2 boxes of solo leveling. Well, 2 boxes? Damn. I'm telling you, the solo leveling is hot, hot, hot. This sells like crazy. It's the chase for the solo leveling signature cards. Let's see what happens. If Slowpoke graded 10, I'll buy it. There we go. All right, we want some good times, guys. We want to see that signature pop out. And then we'll get a recording of it. Someone ate my damn leftovers. There would be hell to pay. What? You got to get the English Weiss Nikkei, mister. How soon does that come out? Is that coming out soon? English Weiss Nikkei? I kind of don't want to. I kind of just prefer the Japanese version. We are. TCC, you gave me a 9.5. Let me resubmit for the Gem Mint grade. To be honest, that is probably definitely the grade then. Because if it's 9.5, there was something I found on the card that made me feel like it was borderline. And so I said, you know what? It probably should be a 9, but let's make it a 9.5 because it's so close. But now that PSA has actually made their grading stricter, it's almost certainly a 9. Because back when we started TCC grading, we were sort of mimicking PSA's grading standards. So I was following their standards. And this was like back in 2021. Some of those TCC grades are kind of old now. And what we know is ever since then, PSA has updated their grading twice to get tougher. Twice. And so now I'd say a 9.5 TCC grade will probably definitely fall into a PSA 9. Not worth regrading. There it is. Just enjoy the 9.5. Here we are. Ooh, appreciate it for what it is. You never know, though. You can always try to cross it with another company. Maybe CGC would give it a Gem Mint 10. You never know. I only like Japanese Weiss because it's the Japanese VA who signed it. My TCC Okage is here. Package? Mr. Want to buy my TCC Ray PSA 9 from Roaring Skies? Hee hee. Maybe. I actually do buy Cardconomist graded cards. That's how I got my collection. Oh, look at this. Yujin Ho. Instant ramen? What? All right. Hello, princess. Okay. Solo leveling is the hot new anime at the moment. Yeah, we have some good timing here. We've got the set on hand. Here we have some cold ones. I'm solo leveling. Nice. Cold. Cold pack. Here's Gogun-Hee. There it is. Yeah, if you got a Rayquaza TCCG9, I could be a buyer for that. Does it bother you guys if I ever sell Cardconomist graded cards on the table? Do you guys not like that? Every now and then I run into a Cardconomist graded card. Could be an abandoned one. Could be one that I bought back off of eBay. But you can see it's old. You can see its certification number is old. We haven't really even been putting out a lot of new ones, so. There it is. I think it's fun. This. Here's Sung Junwoo. 6 says I don't care. It's not like something I'm getting rich off of. That's what I'd probably say. I think that's probably why it won't bother much people. Because it's not like I'm making like $1 million price manipulating Cardconomist slabs or something like that. I make all my money from the actual Rip and Ship channel. The Cardconomist grading is just this little side thing. But you know, if I see it for sale up on eBay, I'd take a look at it. Sometimes I see one priced unusually low and I go, I'll buy that. Here it is. All right. Because I know the card inside is real. I know even if people don't recognize the grading or they don't like me or they don't think it's a very good practice or whatever negativity that they have about it, I know it's real. And I was the one who handled it. Now, if I handed out a 10 to a card, I go, ooh, I want that. Because I know that's a really good copy of it. Because otherwise I wouldn't have done it. We are. So I'll buy it if I like the price. But even a 9, you know, a 9's still a 9. If I ship out, can I get the book, says Fernando. Yes, I'd be happy to hand off the book to you. Send in for a round of shipping. Okay. He wants the book. That is perfectly reasonable to do that. Here's Sung Junwoo. You could even open a third box and get the bulk from the third box too, if you'd like. Okay. And one more pack. Did you already have a bag, Fernando? You might have already had a bag. He wants these common cards. All right. I like that break idea you had on the double Gengars. We'll try that a little bit later. Right now, we're running the Mewtwo Alt-Art break now. I'm a big fan of that Mewtwo. Oh, so you already had a lot of stuff. That kind of sucks. All right. That's going to put you over a threshold for wait for me, and it's going to increase your shipping. But it's okay. As long as you're happy with your purchase. So my brain thinks of that kind of stuff. I have like a brain that likes things to be perfectly efficient or something optimal. All right. It's actually not efficient shipping bulk. Bulk's very expensive to ship. Sometimes the bulk's not worth the cost. So the trick with the bulk is to organize boxes that are only bulk and to ship large quantities of it in one box and have that shipping be low value shipping. That's the trick. Mixing high value cards and low value cards, not a good trick. Okay, I'll set your stuff to the side. We also use better methods when shipping bulk. We use a type of tape that really holds everything together. It's high security tape. It's reinforced with fiber. Tammy, 3 boxes, solo leveling. Tammy's keeping an eye on the solo leveling. She's interested too. So let's see, solo leveling boxes. Let's see. We got 1, we got 2. Looks like I need to drag more of these in here. I'll be right back, everybody. All right. Very nice. Yay. More solo leveling. Very good. Oop. Bumping into anything? Okay. All right. Should I hold on to my Paldean Fates display? I don't know. How many cases of HoloLive Elite Spark do you have? That's a secret number, okay. There we are. That number's got to remain secret. What I can tell you is when I restock a product like that, it might jump by like 24% on account of the tariffs. So keep an eye on that. Okay. The number of cases are secret. Yeah, your question is typically related to searching. It's typically related to knowing how many signatures. So we don't answer those questions unless you had a different reason. Is it because you were trying to buy a whole case? Maybe you're trying to buy a whole case. We get guys who ask that question because they're interested in trying to guess how many signatures they have a chance for, which we don't reveal that. Here it is. Oh, you're thinking about buying a case. I see what you're saying. Here we are, solo leveling. All right, well, there's no problem with wondering about that. You could probably talk to me about buying a case, but we would need to probably talk about that in Discord. All right, tossing that away. We still have cases of the Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. We've got a lot of that. You could probably work out a pretty good price on the Sneaker Bunko because I bought 18 cases of it. So I've got probably about 15 cases of it remaining. So I got a lot of that. There we are. All right, let's see what we got. So I got too much for shipping. You don't got too much for shipping. There's not too much for shipping. There's no such thing as too much for shipping. I defriend you again on Discord, Mr. Facepalm. Sorry. Why do you do that? Here we are. Yeah, send me that friend request. Here it is. All right. By the way, how's life going, Mr. Brandon? Any fun news? Here we are. This set is at 10 per pack. Here we are. And snipping this. Yeah, we can get you a special low price on any case of Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. Why is that? Because I bought a half pallet of it. So I just got a ton of that stuff. I don't always do that. I did that for Sneaker Bunko because I like that set. All right, there we have it. I don't want to inundate your Discord message inbox with where's Beckett at? Is Beckett finished? Where's my slabs? Oh, you're so funny, dude. You're worried you'll ask too many questions. I see what you're saying. You're funny, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty used to getting questions like that. And if I don't have any news or any updates, I might just look at the question and be like, because I don't have anything to tell you. I don't have any news for you. All right, let's see. But you're right. I get a lot of messages, and I just don't even read them all sometimes. Here's Cha Hei In. Here it is. I want another box. That's why. Oh, I see. Here's Sung Jin Woo. Well, I haven't printed the label out, so you can send in for another box, and then I'll send in, when I print the label, I'll print the label for a heavier box. Here he is when he's all weak, before he's a Chad. All right. Can I be your friend? You can be my friend. By the way, we have a Minecraft Realm server that we've been running for like a year or so. And we are looking for more people to join, but we want to make sure that these are people who really enjoy the Minecraft game and play a lot. We're looking to add particular people to the server. Here it is. Because we tried adding a lot of people to the server before, and we ended up with like a griefer, and it was kind of annoying. And then also a lot of people just didn't build stuff. They just sort of, it's like varying skill levels. So what I'm trying to say is we want to add people on with a decent skill level. Here it is. And who play the game a little more seriously. Here's Igris. If that sounds like you can reach out. When the twerk stream happening? Here we are. The twerk stream. I'm not expecting the slabs until September. They might be more like June, July. I wouldn't be surprised if they were June, July. September is pretty far. It is, but June, July probably sounds about right. Here's this. All right. You never know, though. There you go. I mean, April, we're in April now, and I'm finally getting the December sub back from PSA, so that was a 4-month wait. And that one wasn't even one of yours, guys. That one was just one of mine. Okay. Tammy, her name is Tammy. He who. Ooh, so there's that full art Igris. See, I like the Igris card. I think that looks really good. Okay, here's this guy. My submission got done in like 2 months from January 26th. Nice. Maybe it has something to do with the size of the submission. I have no clue. Or maybe it has to do with how many submissions you have in queue with them. Like maybe if you have a lot in queue, they're working on one submission and they ignore another. So I don't know. Here's Chicken Jockey. That's right. 50% of my headquarters were laid off through Secretary Kennedy's reduction in force policy. People with 30 years of service were let go, but I somehow survived. We are? All right. Okay. Here's a card. Okay. Well, you know, if people with 30 years of service were let go, I can tell you why that happened. That's because when you get to that level of, when you've been around that long, your pay keeps increasing. And when your pay is too high, they go, well, let's get rid of this overpaid person and get a brand new, cheaper person. So Coca-Cola did that. And I never heard the end of it. When I started working for Coca-Cola, all the merchandisers knew about it. They were talking about how Coca-Cola did this dirty thing where they fired all of their oldest workers. And this was a strategy to stop overpaying their oldest workers. They didn't want to pay them because they'd been on the payroll for so long. They didn't work as hard. They were more relaxed. They knew how to sort of play the system, how to get more off days, how to be more relaxed. And then they were due for a wealthy pension. And they were, again, they'd received all these raises over time. They're like, let's just get rid of these guys. And then we'll get fresh new people who don't know how to demand anything. And they're scared of losing their job. And, you know, and they don't have a big pension coming up or anything like that. So that's what companies do. That's why you got to be careful and take care of yourself. Prepare for the worst, because that's kind of how life is. It's pretty dirty, huh? All right, we're coming closer to the end of this round. Here it is. Yeah, they laid off a whole bunch of high-level Coca-Cola people who were due to retire. Laid them off before they could retire. All right, all right. Oh, another Igris. Very nice. Life does suck sometimes, yeah. Here's Gogun He. All right. Like, who do you want on your payroll? This guy who's earning $100,000 a year because he's been there for 30 years? Or this guy straight out of college, young, energetic, ready to prove himself. He's ready to bend over backwards to get the job because he's scared about getting a job. And he only costs $40,000 a year. Who do you think they're going to go with? Well, they're going to go with the young guy, aren't they? There it is. So companies do that. That's why they make anti-discrimination laws, because they have to. A lot of companies would be like, you're old, you're geriatric, get out of here. We just want young people. And there it is. No signature in this round. I apologize, Tammy. You got two Igris cards. You got these nice identity cards. All right. This is solo leveling, everybody. So she can grade these. You got these young or weak and powerful Sung Jin Woo cards. I think those are actually pretty decent all by themselves. This card's probably decent. This card's probably decent. I like these Igris cards as well. So you got two of the Igris cards. I don't know as much about the side characters, if they would do well. Like maybe. But like this card right here with these three, this might do well. Or this card with the whole group, that might do well. Here we are. Would I grade these? I'd definitely consider grading them. I bet you got very low competition when it comes to, you know, selling them. Probably not a lot of people have bothered grading or selling these. Okay. Do you want to journey together or level up solo? Does PSA grade these? Oh, I almost guarantee you PSA does. These were distributed by a large company in South Korea. They're properly licensed. These are not counterfeits or anything like that. This is a legitimate product. So PSA will grade these. You just got to send them in. All right. Sarah, OP9 Japanese box, please, cause can't stop, won't stop. All right, let's give that a try. Be right back. Let me go grab it. Now you'll notice we're opening a lot of cards in the daytime stream, and I think we sort of cannibalized the nighttime stream. So I think nighttime streams, you've got less orders. They're kind of slower. I'm thinking the nighttime stream could be a 3-hour affair instead of 4. Because we do so much in the daytime now. And the daytime's popular. I mean, the daytime gets plenty of orders. I don't see a problem. Other than maybe the fact that the two streams, they kind of get fewer views. I think they get fewer views. Can I get 3 journeys together instead? Didn't see it was sold out until the last pack was bought. Oh, are you talking about... What is he talking about? I think he's talking about the custom vintage packs that are super duper duper popular. All right. Lengthened day, shortened night. There we are. What are the pros and cons of that? They should appreciate workers who dedicate their life to their work, but I'm not corporate. Yeah, corporations are like this heartless machines that do not care about you. They do not care about your family, your emotions, your nationality. They don't care about which country does good, which country does bad. They don't care about religion. The best corporations are the ones that just make the most money. That's it. And so I think you have to have some government rules and regulations to make sure that those corporations sort of stick to the national interest and the interest of the people. So this is why you have to have some regulations, although it's possible to over-regulate too. The video game Fallout demonstrates that really well, right? Did you guys watch the Amazon adaptation of the video game Fallout, where there's these Fallout shelter companies, right? They build bomb shelters, and they're selling them all over the place, these big vaults. But they say the vaults, they're not very profitable unless we actually go into a nuclear war. So the corporations go into the nuclear war. They're the ones who decide to start the war to make sure that the vaults are valuable. So that's a great example, and it's a fictional example. So it's not necessarily happening in the real world, but that's a fictional example of the conflict of interest of, corporations. Corporations might prefer to have your country be weakened or have laws that favor the global world rather than your national country, because this favors them as a multinational corporation. So corporations are to be watched. I think that they are really crafty because they will be Republican one year, Democrat the next year, pro-LGBTQ, anti-LGBTQ. They'll do whatever they have to do. They're like chameleons. They just do whatever's popular and whatever sells the product. And they're just not to be trusted. You have to be really careful with them. Here's Sarah Dusenberry. She's gone deep on OP9. All right. If a corporation is taking your side politically, I would not get super excited for that, right? Like if a corporation is pro-Republican or pro-Democrat, probably don't get super excited for that. All right. Because whatever it is about, especially really big corporations like Coca-Cola or Disney or something like that, right? Those places are so huge. If they're taking one political side or another, it's almost certainly just because they're trying to optimize profits and they think that one set of policies favor them over another set. You are? Because they sell their product everywhere. Okay, here is this guy. Ooh. Can I get 3 journey together? Okay, I saw that. I took a video of a woodpecker climbing up a tree. Oh, look at the clown. You got the clown. You got a video of a woodpecker climbing up a tree? We were talking about that the other night. Here's this guy. Lovely. All right, so we're looking for a mango. Where's my mangoes at? Yeah. Ooh, look at this. Very nice. All right. But anyways, we were talking about that because we were talking about how corporations do not necessarily appreciate hard workers that have been with the company for 30 years, and that they'll actually cut them loose to get in younger workers, and they'll ruin their pensions and trick them and all this other crap. Because at the end of the day, there's some, or like the CEO of the healthcare corporation that got assassinated. It's very popular to dislike that guy, even though I don't condone assassinations and murders, just open air murders, because I think that leads toward pure chaos. But you know, when that happened, there was a lot of people who actually supported it because they felt like, well, these corporations choose profits over people, and to the degree that it becomes almost like sinful. You know what I mean? It almost becomes like this horrible thing that causes a lot of people to die. Here we are, Miss Sarah. So it was very popular to take the side of the killer rather than the man who was murdered, the CEO. But you know, you can't have that. That's not a way to run it. You can't have that in a country. It is. That quickly devolves into vigilantism. And the reason you don't want vigilantism is because, I mean, that just goes in all kinds of bad directions. Imagine like some Republican guy decides that, I don't know, like the Omar lady, Elizabeth Warren, and AOC got to go because they're traitors or something like that. And then they start doing political assassinations. It's just, you can't go down that route. It doesn't make any sense. So doing hits on CEOs, you just can't have that. You can't have that. You'll devolve into a violent society with everyone doing assassinations, which was sort of like the French Revolution. And the French Revolution ended up with even the people who began the revolution started getting their heads chopped off because everyone got paranoid. All right, Fernando. So he sent in for a round of shipping, and he sent in for a box of solo leveling. Here you go. Okay. I took a video of woodpecker. I can share it with you. It's cute. Can I put something in the Poke Pot? Heck yeah. What would you like to put in there? It is. Only Boeing gets away with that stuff. Well, I mean, if you can't find out who did it, then yeah, they're going to get away with it. You got to be able to trace the killer. How about, did you guys hear in the news today? This is breaking news. There's an Indian family whose son was working on OpenAI, and he was like a whistleblower or something like that, and he wound up dead, and the original autopsy ruled it as suicide. And then the grieving parents, they paid for another autopsy, and that autopsy found a second bullet. And so now it is being looked at as a murder. And he was a whistleblower to an AI company, OpenAI. So they are claiming he was not suicidal. He had all these great job offers. He was speaking at universities, and they were saying he was not suicidal, and that the second autopsy, the one that they had to go out and pay for, found a second bullet, which doesn't make sense when it comes to suicide. You can't shoot yourself twice very easily. Holy, yeah, suicide. Yeah, exactly. Might have been an assassination on a whistleblower. Here we are. All right, Fernando, which is believed to have happened at Boeing recently. A Boeing whistleblower committed suicide mysteriously. Oh, all right, there we go. We got the Igris signature. All right, very nice. Damn you, Sam Altman, says Monsieur Laflamme. Look at that Igris signature. We were just talking about kind of a dark subject before we pulled this. Wow, look at that, Fernando. Very lucky day for you. You opened 3 boxes of this, and I can't tell how many boxes you got to open per signature, but the signatures are pretty random, it seems. So let's get this into a little holder for you, and we will definitely clip this one for you. All right. Wow, cool, man. That is really neat. All right, so that's what you're after, guys. Now, wait a second. Hold on. I don't think this is a signature. When you look at it, it's just a stamp of the name, and it's HR star. I don't think that's a signature. Do you guys think this is a signature? I think this is a high-ranking card, but I think the signatures might rank higher than that. So we're going to clip it anyways because it's so cool, and we'll have Mike Side look at it. Mike Side will decide whether or not to turn this into a clip. Of course, if he's not sure, he can always post it to the second channel. There's a second Cardconomist channel where we post even more clips. So we can post to the main channel. The highest quality content goes to the main channel, and the secondary channel, which can take anything at all. So all the experiments go to the second channel. 135. All right, how's that channel doing? It's a chase listed for 500 on eBay. All right, so that card might be a $500 chase card from this set. Look at that. Let me, I'm curious how the other channel's doing. I don't know if we post much over there, but you know, if that channel is growing, that is very worthwhile work. Here it is. It's called TheCardconomist Clips. Okay. All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and swap back. Okay. Kind of a big request. Are you able to stream a teeny bit earlier during the nighttime? I can't really do that. It's just based on when Karis goes to sleep. If she goes to sleep late, then I stream very late. So it's kind of up to her a little bit. And if she stays up, I stay up. There's nothing higher than that. Oh. It's because Igris don't talk. Oh, so Igris has no... You're saying Igris might not have a signature because there's no voice actor. Here we are. We got Sung Jin Woo. All right, here we are. And here's Che Hei In and Choi Jong In. Are they related? Yu Jin Ho. I am Steve. Yeah. Igris. It's Igris. We pulled Igris, everybody. All right. Very nice. Very good. So we've seen two really high-end cards coming out of this set now. Okay. And we don't know what happens in the next booster box. It could be the case that a lot of booster boxes need to be opened before the next big hit comes out. Or maybe there was this big, you know, maybe there was this big cold run, and now there's 2 hits in a row coming up, so we don't actually know what happens next. What I can tell you is there's still quite a few boxes left in this case. The case contains an enormous number of these boxes, so the cases are pretty big. Forces you to buy a huge amount of these cards per case. All right, cool, man. Let's get that label printed. What time is it? 6:09? Ooh, we're running out of time. We got to hurry. Wow, almost seems like we could just host like a 4-hour daytime stream. Have we never shipped you? I don't think we've shipped them before. How many boxes in a case? A lot. I don't know the exact number. I knew it the day it arrived. I counted it, and now I've forgotten. But it's a pretty large number. So if you try to buy a case for yourself, you're going to be forced to buy a huge number of these cards. Here it is. All right. According to this data, we've had a pretty good week. Our sales numbers are looking really strong for the last week. How did you pay for this? Oh, you paid with Bank of America. So to ship out, I need you to email me your shipping address. My email is TheCardconomist@gmail.com. You can find my email at the top of the description listed under like CASHAPP or something like that. Go click on that. You go grab that email address and send me your address so I can get you your label made, okay? Sound good? And if you wanted to, you can still add more stuff to that outgoing box. We have a Jacob Doggenbaugh order. He says 1 Dark Houndoom spot, 1 Lugia spot, 1 box of Korean Starbirth. Wow, big orders in the daytime stream, man. As a child, I yearned for the mines. As a child, I yearned for the mines. Chicken jockey. I watched so many videos of people throwing their popcorn and drinks after that line. They will like scream and clap and just throw all their popcorn and all their sodas and everything. And I saw aftermath clips posted from the employees too. It's so crazy. So Dark Houndoom and Lugia are the popular ones. We picked up 3 spots in the Lugia in one day. 3 spots just moved in the Lugia, everybody. My PayPal Mr. address is on there. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Why didn't it see it? So weird. Oh, because I didn't search for it. That's why. Because I was looking in your recent orders. Let me look up Nunez. Ah, here it is, Mr. Nunez. All right, and you're saying this address is up to date, right? It's not out of date. I'd be happy to get that shipped for you. Now, you missed the Monday cutoff, so yours will be going out on Wednesday. Okay. Apparently, it gets as crazy as people pulling the fire alarm, too, when they say flint and steel. So he says flint and steel, and then someone pulls the fire alarm. Here we are. Okay. Thank you, mister. No problem. I friend you, Mr. in Discord. Perfect. All right. Okay, it's just deciding the cost of that shipping. I'm going to go accept this friend request real fast. Friends. Okay, by the way, once again, if you guys play Minecraft, we have a Realm server you can join. Fake signatures graded by PSA being sold by Probstein. Mr. Whipple shared that with me, Joshua Whipple. Yeah, whose signatures, though, I wonder? And how did they confirm that they were fake?
A bunch of fake art.
All right, so that's Mr. Rattle Pokemon. I like his stuff. And whose signatures are these? Ryuta Fuse. And there's like a nice drawing on the card too. Ryuta Fuse or something like that. I don't know who that is though. But yeah, these scandals, they're probably just going to keep going because there's so many counterfeiters out there. There's so many counterfeiters that just want to make money. All right. So let me go back and print this label now. All right, very nice. Perfect. That's me. That's my signature. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Okay, the label is in. Back to Jacob. We did his 2 spots. He wants a box of Korean Starbird. Where would I have placed Starbird if I brought 2 boxes? Would I have placed it over here somewhere? Oh, it would be so convenient if I had a box in the room. Wouldn't that be convenient? So box of Starbird. He also wants 3 live customs. So let's go ahead and grab those 3 live customs for Mr. Jacob as well. We've got 1, 2, and 3. Oh! Lucky, dude. Very lucky. All right, that's exciting. This says Arth? Oh, I know exactly what that is. Toss this over here. So we're running out of slabs to put into the live customs. Just like we're running out of slabs to put into the Poke Shuffle. You're going to pick up... Oops. You're going to pick up this card right here. It's a beautiful Sylveon Altart. It's only a 7, but this is still a really expensive card. Could you imagine what this sells for in a 10? Okay, so there it is. Lovely Sylveon. You shouldn't have any trouble reselling that if you go to do that, because that one's going to be desirable. You're going to watch the Florida-Houston game tonight. You asking me if I'm going to watch it, or are you asking someone else? Ooh, a server. I haven't played Minecraft in a long time. That's me. That's my signature. Okay, you ready? So I got to go grab a box of Starbird. All right, here we are. Lovely. Whew. There you go. Okay. I personally don't really watch any sports at all. I watched the Kansas City Chiefs get their asses handed to them, so that was pretty fun. Am I dumb for opening a bunch of my sealed product right now? That depends. If you opened and pulled the chase cards, you're like a genius. If you open them and you pull junk, yeah, you're a big idiot. You're a big dummy. So it depends on your pulls. There's also a break-even point, at which point, you know, nothing's changed. All right, you ready? So it really depends on what you pulled. Hopefully the Charizard Alt is in this box. Okay. Me likey that Sylveon. Daddy likey. No can do, baby-o. Snipping this. All right, all right. All right. Throwing this away. Just take a pick, Mr. Florida or Houston. Nah, I've no, yeah, you ready? I have no knowledge of the sports. I don't prefer one of those two places. So I have no clue, dude. He's trying to get me to take a position in the sports. Here's a Ratu. Ratu! Hold. I bet you that's how some people feel about, like, politics. Like, they hear it, and it probably just sounds like garbage coming out of my mouth. Or, you know, the news or whatever, wherever you hear it, somebody talking about it, you're like, oh my God, dude, this is so dumb. I don't want to hear one word about it. I swear, you either fall into one of those two groups. You either like sports or you like politics. It's rare to like them both. I've never met a person who's into politics who loves sports at the same time. It's typically one or the other. You lean one or the other. And sometimes you don't want to hear the other one at all. Ooh. Somebody just made a loud noise outside my house. Wonder what that was. What about neither, says Zen. Zen doesn't want to hear about either. I don't like either, says Six. Six! I thought you were writing your dissertation about how... I thought you were writing your dissertation on economic policy and how Keynesian economics doesn't stimulate growth. It just creates a bubble. It is. Here's Shakira. Patrick O'Neill. We've got Copeland. Okay, here's Professor Urkel. Here's... My dad loves sports and politics. Oh, does he? Here's a Ratu. Ratu! Six only likes rats. Ah, rats. Here's Whimsicott. Oh, how whimsical. And there we have it. So your pull was the Kindle guy, of course, at the beginning of the box. That's Mr. Jacob. Creates a Bubble Mew. Yeah, creates a Bubble Mew. Ta-da. Okay, Jacob with the J-A. Do-do-do. Weird. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Sports people have been dropped on their head a couple extra times as a baby. Coming from a sports person. I was about to say, like, that's pretty mean, dude. All right. You can keep the hollows if you'd like. Okay. I don't even know what I would do with them. Does anyone buy Korean hollows? I don't think anyone buys them. All right. Makes the shipping cheaper, so that's all that matters. Andrew A. Martin. 5 hidden... Wait, how long did you wait on this? That's a 10-minute wait? Hold on. Probably this other person's turn first. Hold on. Yes, Harley Cunningham. Can I get 3 packs of Nikkei, please? Harley Cunningham, it's your turn now. Harley, thank you for your patience. Let's go find those Nikkei packs. So Nikkei, here they are. And perfect. We got exactly 3 of them. Can I see my Crystal Guardians pull, says Jacob Dovenbach. Yes. All right, Mr. Jacob. I got a brother named Jacob. Here it is. Energy Search, Crystal Guardians. What a bummer, huh? You got the reverse holo, but it was not a Pokemon. It was a trainer, which makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of trainers in the set. But that also kind of reveals why the reverse holos are so valuable and maybe undervalued. Like, look at this Dark Houndoom, right? Well, when you open a pack, not only would you maybe not pull Dark Houndoom, you might just pull a trainer card. Team Rocket this or Team Rocket that. And it's like, who wants trainers? Trainers have a value. It's just typically not as good as the Pokemon because they're just trainers. They're used for the technical parts of the game. Okay, Harley. Ready? So we've got a holo. You did good on the live customs though, huh? And another holo. And another holo. There you have it, Harley. At least it's the reverse. Yeah, I agree. You did better than a lot of people in that break. I was more commenting on how I wish the booster pack had been more of a hot pack. So that was my commentary. The dangers of opening vintage booster packs are higher than you realize. Very dangerous. All right, there it goes. Nothing crazy going on in there, Mr. Harley or Miss Harley. I think it's a Miss Harley. Nathan, 20 on Le Slab Away. Nathan Gordon, 20 on the Slab Away. I think we're all done, guys. It's 6:23. We've almost gone for 2 hours. So no more orders. Calling no more orders here. Andrew A. Martin. Andrew, you are very active. This goes down to $20. And 5 hidden trials. Where are the hidden trials? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it? What's the custom vintage pack for me? Says Dylan. Are you Dylan? Dylan Chan? If you're Dylan Chan, you got the last pack. Dylan Chan got the last pack. Did mine go through? It probably did. I'm probably going to run into it. Yeah, Dylan Chan got the last custom vintage pack. I had 3 Japanese 151 packs. You missed it. All right, 3 151 packs. You missed it. Nathan Gordon. Oh, you are so right. I'm sorry, Nathan. So let's get his Japanese 151 packs. He already waited a long time. We got to take care of him. Here you go. I think I was getting a little distracted by my thoughts on when it was time to end the stream. So, my bad, dude. Here it is. Okay. 3 151. That's me. Oh, you're Dylan Chan. You got the last pack. How nice. Okay. We've got Kabutops. And... ooh, all right. No luck in those 151s this time. Nathan Gordon. Sorry, Nathan. Okay. We need that pink armpit hair to come out. Yeah, I agree. Where's that pink armpit hair card? I swear, it's right around the corner. You got a pretty fat bag, Mr. Nathan. Look at you, man. Holy city. Thanks, though. Yeah, I know. No luck there. Now, jumping back over here. Andrew A. Martin, 5 of the hidden trials. We got Sid Highway. I've watched so many people try to pull this signature. It must be so hard to pull, dude. Gotta be rare. Azul. Ooh. Lightning practices good hygiene. She would never. Hey, that's your sexist, misogynist concept of good hygiene. Women naturally grow that armpit hair. It's all natural. And you misogynist men make them shave it off. Here it is. Thank you, Andrew. Why is that sexy to have women with no armpit hair? Because that's a pretty common practice. Is it because we associate the hair with, like, masculinity or something? I don't know. I mean, men get, like, beards, right? So men are generally more hairy than women. So maybe getting rid of all your hair makes you look more feminine? I could not tell you. All right. They got, like, shave their legs, shave their armpit, shave other things. Luke Laurie, 5 Ayakashi triangles. You got it. 2 Fruited Grisai. Oh, yeah. I like opening that Fruited Grisai. I'm dying to know what was in the end of this set. We never finished Fruited Grisai, guys. Fruited Grisai is a set that we never finished opening, and I'm dying to know what was in it. All right. He also wants 1 Star Wars Galaxy. Okay, 1 Star Wars Galaxy. And here it is, Luke Laurie. My Suicune came in the mail today. Thank you. No problem, man. Oh, yeah, Fruited Grisai. Snipping this. Snipping this. Snipping this. Sneep. Okay. Tossing this away. Whoa. Luke's looking crazy. We got the Stormtroopers. We got these aeroplanes. And Little Droid Smith. Okay. Okay, okay. Here are these guys. Very nice. Oops. Now we're going to take a look at this. We've got this boy who definitely doesn't get transformed into a girl in the story. Here's a blonde-haired girl, pink-haired girl. This character, who's definitely not formerly a boy. Here's a cat, who definitely didn't do the transforming. Here's a girl in a bikini. Blonde-haired girl. Okay, here's a butt getting grabbed. I'll put that in the front. You watch Severance? Severance. No, I didn't watch that one. What are we watching right now? Are we watching something? All right, Fruited Grisai. What are we going to come up with? Here's one. And that's a hollow. 2. So I remember this card set being kind of lewd as well, but we never got to see what the last couple boxes had in it, and I'm dying to know. All right, Luke. Thank you, Luke. Mr. Luke. Very nice. Thank you, Luke. Luke, use the Force. If your name's Luke, you got to collect some Star Wars cards, right? Okay, I think we just got an order from Mr. Zen. Slab away payment, $400. Thank you, Zen. He's coming over here. This dips down to $1,600. What is that? Tyranitar. You got a Tyranitar from me. Man, dude, I don't give up the good ones like that too often. I must have felt like it was time to sell something. Very cool. We are all done for the daytime stream. I had a great time. Come back for the nighttime stream. We're going to hand out some spots, maybe 1 spot, maybe 2 spots for the booster box giveaway tonight in the nighttime stream. It usually begins very late, maybe like 1 a.m. in the morning, real late. Which I know is too late for some people, but that's also why we host this daytime stream. I'm glad you guys hung out. It was a red label. Nice. Well, the timing on it, I bet, was pretty good. I bet it's probably worth a little more these days, so it's probably caught up to its real value. But, yeah, I'm going to be hopping off and maybe playing a little Minecraft, just relaxing a little bit. Maybe I get to work on those PSAs, BGS submissions. I got to actually get those done now. We're in April now. So I got to get those done. I'm a little behind on that. And just this last weekend, I was just celebrating my birthday. The good weather is here in Missouri. The good weather has arrived, and I know Karis is going to want to get exercise because we don't get any exercise, and we're probably going to regret that as we age. But one type of exercise we do tend to get is walks. We get good walks in, so I think that's what we're about to do. So I'll see you guys tonight. See you later, everyone.